So remember from 7-1, we need it's all the formulas, right? First of all, you got to know the names, and then all the formulas: interior, exterior, each interior, each exterior.
So how did you do number 3?
3, you have to count how many sides there are, which would be the same as the angles. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 angles, which means 7 sides. 7 minus 2 times 180 is how much they should all add up to. So 5 times 180. Or 900 is what they should all add up to. And then I want to add them all together and subtract from 900. So if I add up the numeric part of it, like if I add up 160, 125, 110, and 112, and 147, that's 7 plus 7, 14, 9, 10, 11, 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So from the 900, I'd subtract the 654.
Yeah.
And then 240 is what's left for both of these angles.
Yeah.
So x plus 2x equals 240. 3x would equal 240. X would equal 80. Wait, I did something wrong in the math. Oh, that's a 246. I just can't read my own writing. 246. So 32. I mean 82.
All right. Correct.
Other questions from the first page? So 7-1, and then, well, it just got into the properties of 7-2, and then applying the properties of the parallelogram. Remember, there's 5. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite angles are congruent. Opposite sides are parallel. Diagonals bisect each other, and consecutive angles are supplementary. Okay, then we got into 7-3, which was the reverse, like the converse to all of those. So proving the quadrilateral's parallelogram. Yes, you need to know these names. Questions on these? Okay, 7-4 started your special parallelogram. So rectangles, rhombuses, and squares. Yeah. Huh? Oh. All right, this one says A, B, C, D, E, B, G, H, or G, F, and H, J, K, D are parallelograms. So that's my given. A, B, C, D, E, B, G, H, J, K, D are parallelograms. That's given. Great. Okay, and I want to prove that angle 2 is congruent to angle 3. So obviously I'm working with these angles, specifically opposite angles. So what's true about the opposite angles in a parallelogram? They're congruent. So I can say angle 1 is equal to angle 2, and I can say angle 3 is equal to angle 4, because those are in individual parallelograms. And I can even say angle 1 is equal to angle 4 because they're in the big one. This is also a parallelogram.
Oh, I did it in different steps.
Okay. Because of the parallelogram, opposite angles theorem.
There we go. What if
Sure. Yeah, but there's going to be, like your quiz where you had to identify and it gave you the list, you're going to have to know it by name.
Can you give us a word bank of the proof
It's
possibilities?
No. All right, so then I could literally go, I could either do this in 2 steps or I could do this in 1. I could say if 1 equals 2 and 1 equals 4, then 2 equals 4, and that would be transitive. And then I could say if 2 equals 4 and 4 equals 3, then 2 equals 3, and that would also be transitive. So if you separate it out like that, you can use transitive twice. Or you could jump to 2 to 3, and that would be substitution. So if you individualize them out, if you do them in 2 separate steps, then it's transitive. But if you do it in 1 like that, that's substitution.
So wait, if it's more than 2, then will it always be substitution?
Sure, yeah, I mean if it's more than 1 transitive statement, it's substitution. Yeah. God bless you. All right, then 7-3 says, oh yeah. 7-3 says, use the given information to prove that ABCD is a parallelogram. So we have 5 ways to prove ABCD is a parallelogram. Opposite angles are congruent. Opposite sides are congruent. Opposite sides are parallel. Diagonals bisect each other and same pair of sides are congruent and parallel. You obviously know nothing about diagonals. You know nothing about AB and DC. So that like rules out most of them. To narrow down to I know those opposite sides are congruent. If I can just prove they're parallel, then I can use that, right? Go ahead. Yeah. So well, let's start with the given. The given is AD equals BC and angle ADB is equal to, come on in, CBD. That's not them. That's given.
Jack.
I don't know if I can describe it, but that
Why do you need that they're reflexive though? You don't. Yeah. I mean, is it a weight? Like, is it gonna be marked wrong? No, it's true. It's just you don't need it. Yeah. Keep going. And why? Good. Alternate interior angles converse. The one by the window is open over there. A, B, C, D is a parallelogram. And my reason? Good. Parallelogram, opposite sides equal and parallel. Okay? Or if a parallelogram has opposite side, one pair of opposite sides that are both equal and parallel, I mean, if a quadrilateral has one pair of opposite sides equal and parallel, then it is a parallelogram. Okay? 3 steps. These should not be scary. Yes.
Why is alternate interior? How do you use alternate interior angles?
This, right, so these are the lines I'm trying to prove parallel. This is my transversal, and it gave me that one was congruent to that one. So if those two are congruent, then these two are parallel because of the opposite. Alternate interior angles converse.
Okay.
Which says if alternate interior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Santi.
Easy, I guess.
So on the test, it would be this easy.
I'm not saying it's going to be exactly like this, but I'm going to say it is not difficult.
Will it
Yes.
be more than 3 steps?
I'm not answering that question.
You think I'll be able to get 100?
I'm not answering that question.
No.
What?
Can you make the 2 triangles bigger and then make them curve?
Sure. What'd you do? Side angle side?
Yeah.
Yeah. But then how did you get them? Just because they're congruent, why would they be parallel? You'd still need alternate interior, right? You could make the other sides congruent and you could use both pairs of opposite sides congruent if you did that. So like if you prove the triangles are congruent, you could prove these 2 sides are congruent because of CP, CTC.
Yeah.
And then you can say it's a parallelogram, opposite sides converse. You could do that. Yeah. Other questions? All right, we're going to play a game, Kay.